go.
There we go. Okay, to declutter. And the definition of clutter, because if you don't know what it means, maybe this will help you deal with it. Disorderly heap or assemblage or litter. Litter we think of as trash, right? Stuff has energy. It affects your life. And this is why do you need to take care of it? Freedom from guilt, freedom and you don't have guilt. As I said, stuff has energy, and if it doesn't serve you, it's sapping energy from you. And if you haven't realized that already, try cleaning out a place and see how you feel afterwards. And you clear out old and unused items to allow more into your life. And I italicized more because more is not more stuff. More is everything else in your life. So more love, more money, more time, more freedom, more of anything else that you want in your life. And the ways that clutter can affect your life, it increases your stress because your brain, we all think we can multitask, but we can't. Our brain can only really focus on one thing at a time. So when you have a lot of clutter around and you're looking at it and it's in your space, your brain is still working on that, even though you think you're focusing on something else. And that adds the stress. It wrecks your diet. There's a psychologist, Eva Shalob, did some research with her clients on this. And people who have clean counters and organized food shelves are shown to have healthier foods available. Clutter stresses your brain. This is, it also, if you have dust around lots of stuff, it's not good. Clutter stresses your brain, and you're more likely to resort, oh, this has to do with food. I'm sorry, I'm reading notes because I don't have them at the bottom of my screen. I can't see them with the Zoom. You're more likely to go to coping mechanisms, such as choosing comfort foods and overeating, rather than if you had neater surroundings in your kitchen. So clean up your kitchen shelves, clean up your kitchen counter, put food away, and have healthy choices near you. It can jeopardize your home and love life. If there's a partner who loves things neat and tidy and wants to have people to come over and doesn't feel comfortable doing that because another partner has stuff around and clutter around their house, that can really affect your home life. And believe it or not, it can derail your career because people with clutter around their offices can miss deadlines. They aren't organized. They don't know where things are. And I think this is really more to the point, or really has affected people who have had to move their offices at home to home and have to make do or make shift or create an office area in their own home where they didn't have to do that before. And it's not good for your wallet. Because if you don't know what you have, you don't know what you need to buy. And if you think you need to buy it, but you don't know you have it, you're spending more money. It also encourages you to buy more because it's disorganized. You don't need to buy something you already have. We'll make it clear. This is a cartoon that's done by a guy named Bob Eckstein. He's a friend of ours, and he gave this to me to use. We've all seen something like this. And in my business, I see a lot of this with moving older people. So we're going to start in with our volunteers. We had 2 volunteers. I'm going to start with Melissa. Melissa, thank you very much. I know you're on the call today. And she called because she had a dumping area, which was a corner of one of her offices, where she just knew she'd been piling things up and wanted to get back to it. So I said, what would you rather be doing? And if you know Melissa, she would rather be outside hiking than cleaning up inside her house. So again, that guilt and freedom. Once you've cleaned up the place that is bothering you, you can go out and hike and be outside and do the things you want to do without feeling like, oh my God, I should be at home taking care of that at some point. So The process I have is I make a phone call, we have a conversation, and I ask, what do you want to accomplish and why? Because your why is very important. I want to keep reminding you of your why if you stray off of that point. When do you want to have this completed by? Because that's when we make the appointment so that it's done. So if you have an event coming up and you want to clean things up for that, that's a when. And I always ask, what would you rather be doing? Because that's your incentive as well to get this done. So back to Melissa. This is her before pictures, and we worked virtually, which was interesting because I had not done that before. It worked out really well, I thought. I think Melissa was very pleased with it. So Melissa had a laptop set up on a table next to, this is her corner that you can see there. And it's a lot of different kinds of stuff, as you can see. So ahead of time, I had asked her to get some things together. And if I were there in person, I would bring some of these things, but we would talk about this on the phone call. So here are your categories, what you're going to keep, things you're going to keep. Trash, so you need a trash bag. Donations, so depending on what area we're going through, that could be a bag or a box. Recycling, hopefully we all want to recycle, and paper is what we recycle the most when we're doing an event like this. Giveaway, and I have giveaway, move to its home, or I'm sorry, what's the other one over here on the side? To be decided. So there's difference between donate and giveaway is if you have an item that you want to give to someone specific, if it's a friend, a child, a relative, things like that, that's giveaway. Donate is put in the box, you just want it out of your house, you're going to take it to a donation center. And move to its home, we'll describe this, I'll describe it here in this picture. This is in the middle. Melissa's working on some papers. She did, I think she had 5 or 6 paper grocery bags of paper that was to be recycled at the end. We had boxes of books that were going to go be donated. We had a box of things to be donated. The stack behind her there with the paper bags, those are CDs and DVDs that her husband needed to go through and decide what they were going to keep. And then they were going to be moved to a different home. So that's an example. The other thing in this picture that I'm going to point out is the box that's right behind her on the floor is papers from the organization that she belongs to. So she can't get rid of those. Those are things that have to get put back. So these are the kind of the categories. We find treasures. This is a treasure. And I'm going to just put this out to the universe. This is Snoopy, and he works, but not really because his arm is broken. So if any of you know someone who's a tinkerer, someone who might be able to help Melissa fix this, she would love to be able to use Snoopy if his arm was fixed. So I'm putting that out to the universe. Please help. I've gone to my resources and they didn't know someone. So this is what the corner looked like when we were finished and when we stopped our virtual. Melissa was going to vacuum and dust the shelves and vacuum the floor before anything went back in there. So this is where we stopped. I checked in with Melissa about a week and a half later and asked her to send me the after photo. This is the after photo. So the boxes that are there are from the organization that she can't get rid of. So they stay. Her shelves are all organized. She has everything she wants there. The curio cabinet is family heirlooms and things that are precious to her. And as we were cleaning up, we found several things that were sort of put around, just put over there, and they got a place in the cabinet. So they're all set. And if you notice that the cabinet doesn't have anything on top of it and it's dusted and clean. So this was Melissa's completed project. And she told me that this was the spark and that she couldn't stop. And she has been decluttering other areas in her home right straight through. So this was just doing this was a real inspiration for her. So this one is our second volunteer. And Nancy Bradley, this is Nancy Bradley's demon closet, she called it. And she is my, I wish she were here, she's my darts partner when we can be together and do networking events in person. If you know Nancy, she would rather be outside with her horses, either riding them or being with them in the barn. So she would rather be doing pretty much anything than cleaning her closet. The other reason Nancy wants to do this, several reasons. One, this is the only closet she has on her second floor. It's a storage closet for a lot of different kinds of things. Her daughters are both out of the house, and some of the things in here are from their college dorm rooms. So again, a change in life is another reason to go back and visit places of your home, in your home, that maybe it's time to clean out. There's lots of stuff in here. This is a midway through photo. If there's an opportunity to take everything out of whatever you're doing, for the closet, for example, we took everything out and made decisions, some of them as we took them out. The picture on the left is what we're keeping. So the storage things in that closet are outdoor entertaining for the summertime and holiday decor. And with COVID last year, there wasn't any reason to go into that closet because Nancy wasn't entertaining outside. So it hadn't been touched in a year and a half. The picture on the right is, again, other things we've taken out that needed to go back in some semblance of order to the closet. This is just another shot. On the left, this is process. I'm showing you this because this is my process. The black bag is trash. If you're using bags for trash and donation, I say don't use black bags for everything because you don't know what's in them. And you want visual cues to make it easy so you don't have to go back in and look at things. Is it trash? Is this the comforter? Is this the stuff to go to donation? I use clear bags for donation and I use black bags for trash. It's very easy. That's my rule. So you can see how much donation we had in sheets and towels and things that she didn't need anymore. The picture on the right, again, she puts holiday things in there. Excuse me, let my phone go. These are her gift bags and boxes, and she's going to take these downstairs while she watches TV, and she's going to go through them. That's a great time and to use for sorting things, is watching TV, because you can do it anytime. It's something that you are multitasking, but you don't have to worry about what's on TV. So those are going to be sorted and put back in the closet. And we find treasures. So Nancy was hoping she was going to be here for this. I have never seen one of these. This is a mermaid blanket. And I would say raise your hand if you have one of these, because I have never seen one before. And we had a good laugh about this thing. This is the finished product. Putting everything back. As you can see, the bottom shelf is empty. We did put some things in the laundry to be washed and refreshed before they went back in here, but they are not going to fill that whole shelf. And she has everything organized. We found a plastic bin in one of the other rooms that she was cleaning out, one of her daughter's rooms. And we put all the paper products and decor for outdoor entertaining in that. So it's all corralled in one place. All the holiday decor is organized and in there where she can find it. And I took the donation bag away and sent her the receipt after I had dropped it off. So she has that for her taxes. I threw this in because not all the areas need to be big. They can be a small area. This doesn't belong to either of our volunteers. This is another client. And she doesn't really cook, but she makes pasta and drinks wine. So we took everything, I took everything out of the drawer, put it on the counter, threw away the broken things, threw away the things that she wasn't going to use again, and then organized the drawer. She can now find her cheese grater for her pasta and her wine opener very easily in here. So it doesn't have to be a big area, just doing something, some little area. So here are some tips I'm going to give you for making this fun. If you're really stuck, set aside time to complete the project, and as little as 30 minutes. Set a timer. If you think it's going to take forever and ever and ever, just set a timer for 30 minutes. It's amazing what you can get done in 30 minutes. And as Melissa can attest, once you get started, you just keep going. So if you only have 30 minutes, set the timer, do something, get going. Organize beforehand. As I said, you get all the things that you need, your trash bags, your donation bags, your boxes, recycling bins, Ziploc bags, depending on where you're working, so that everything's ready when you start. If you're working with a partner and you're doing something big, a big area like the garage or a basement, and you've got to get buy-in from the person you're working with, get the buy-in ahead of time, set the date, decide what your reward is going to be. You can either share it with that person or decide what their reward is going to be at the end. Again, make it fun, add music, dance, sing, make it inspirational for you. Setting yourself a reward. If you're working with a partner and you're cleaning out the garage, make sure you have the music genre that they love ready to play. So you're working away to the music, and make sure you have their favorite beverage, whatever that is. Make sure you've ordered pizza or lunch to be delivered, or make sure you're gonna make dinner or have dinner delivered, so that everything's taken care of and you guys can work and not worry about it. And that's your reward. If you're by yourself, hopefully COVID's going to be over. And if your reward is a manicure and pedicure, go for it. If your reward is a massage, go for it. If your reward is just having it done and now you can go take a walk, set yourself a reward. Make sure you reward yourself. Have fun. I love music. I love singing. I love laughing. So that's what I try to do when I don't usually do music and singing when I'm working with someone, because we have to talk. But if you're doing it by yourself, when I do it by myself, that's what I do. So how can I help? This is how I help. I'm an unemotional sounding board, and I'll give you just a personal note on that one. Many years ago, I asked my sister to come help me clean out my closet and my clothing closet. And every time I pulled something out, she would say, "Oh, you can't get rid of that. I wore that on my first interview. Oh my God, you can't get rid of that. I remember when you wore that. Oh my God, I remember buying that." I was like, you are not helpful. I won't do that for you. I can't do that for you. So I'm a non-emotional sounding board. I will ask you questions about each item, like, do you love it? When was the last time you used it? How do you feel about that? To help you think about the item. And in the end, you make the decision based on our discussion and the value to you. And I don't mean that monetary value. I just mean in general, the value to you. And back to that to be decided pile, that to be decided pile is only allowed to be small. And at the end of the job, we go back to it and revisit that pile to see if you've been able to come to terms with it. And if you haven't, it's okay, keep it. I'm not going to tell you you have to get rid of it. Keep it and revisit that at another time. When do you start? As soon as possible. And this is my information if you want to get in touch with me. Thank you very much, guys.